Okay, what's up, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook. I'm on Facebook tonight. All right, so I decided to leave YouTube and D Live alone for a little bit. I think I got something started over on D Live with the jab video I did. So we'll just let things calm down over there. What's up, guys? The Divine here with you. So, some crazy things going out there yonder in the world, right? Do I have a chat thing here? I do. I do have a chat thing somewhere. Alright, why can't I chat it? Well, what happened there? Okay. Alright, guys, so I am new to this, so give me just a minute here. Am I live? Maybe. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep, so you're live.
Does it say I'm live? So here, let me redo my intro, since nobody's seen my intro. Alright, I won't make you go through that whole long song intro. It's a good song, but I won't make you go through that real long intro. So, be patient with me because this is the first time I've been on Facebook Live in a long time. Usually I'm on YouTube or D Live. But I'm going to let things settle down there a little bit. I think, yep, okay, we got a clock, so we're counting. Comment sections up. What is up? Facebook. The Divine here with you. So, let me see here. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Alright, so I did put a poll, like a questionnaire thing, there somewhere. I don't know if it went to my profile. I don't know how this works. So, but there is a poll there about aliens. Do you believe in aliens? Yes, no, and undecided. If y'all could kindly answer that for me, it would help out a lot. Alright, so speaking about aliens here. There's a guy on YouTube. Well, oh, happened to my screen. Alright, here we go. Guy over here on YouTube. Bruce Sees All. I'll leave a link in the description box here for his channel. Guys, if you want to know what's happening over on the moon, if you want to know what's happening with our sun and all the other planets, this guy, Bruce Sees All, has some very good evidence. He's got things that most would call UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Most would call them, they would call them other things. Nevertheless, he's got a high-powered camera and telescope and puts out some very interesting videos. As someone who studies astrology, it's very fascinating what he catches. I mean, he gets into the actual craters of the moon. Your government tells you there ain't nothing there. I beg to differ. Because he's not the only one showing this. There's a Mary Hall. She got a good channel. UFO Undisclosed. They got a great channel. There's so many channels out there. You just got to open your mind. And we're going to talk about that. over on my channel on YouTube, The Divine Sorcerer, we've been talking about the Kebleon, Hermes Trismegistus, and our higher consciousness. It all has to do with the 7 laws, the 7 laws of nature, the 7 laws of God, laws of attraction, whatever you prefer to call them. And within that, you know, this is knowledge. They call it occult knowledge. But I think we seriously need to rephrase the word occult knowledge. Simply because people don't really understand what occult means. People think it means like, oh, some bad practice where these witches or these Satanists get together. And in a way, yes, that's kind of it, but that's not it. Occult means hidden knowledge. It doesn't mean Satanistic knowledge or Luciferian knowledge. It just means hidden knowledge. You see, after the Dark Ages, like as time went on and they got out the Dark Ages, humanity never did. Because of power, hungry, money-grubbing politicians and rich bankers and people high up in like military industrial complex, all these places where you find your higher people. A lot of them are using their higher conscience. They call it an organization like the Freemasons with all their symbolic 322, Colin Crossbones. When you start to wake up and come out of the religion, whether it's Christian, Buddhist, whatever, Islam, Catholic, it doesn't really matter. They're all the same. Religion, regulare, means to hold down, to keep back. That's what religion really means. The etymology of the word religion means to suppress, to hold down, to draw back. That's what it's doing. It's keeping you from knowing greater knowledge, hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. And that's what's wrong with humanity today, guys. You've never woke up. Many of you, and I know I got some Christians on my page, and that's cool. That's your belief. I respect that. But after the 10 years that I just took on a journey and spent I don't know how many thousands of dollars and how many countless hours with my nose in the book, between the concordance and the Bible and the dictionary and charts like this teaching me Paleo Hebrew and like learning Hebrew, like after all this, the whole journey, it's not what they teach you, guys. Like, I know, get mad. First thing you should do is fucking get angry. But then after you're done getting angry, know that you've been lied to and bought and paid since you arrived here on this realm, this physical plane. I seen a picture today, and I'm not sure who it was by. I think it was the Witch Haven group or one of them groups. But it said, you know, we're just energy. We're spiritual energy passing through this realm of humanity, of like flesh and blood. In the end, we're going to die and we're going to rip off our flesh suit and we're going to go back to that said energy. That was a very good picture because I don't know how many people would stop and actually think about what was being portrayed in that picture. And it's true. The little spark that runs our heart, that pumps everything to our brain so that we can have a higher consciousness, meaning our third eye, which is our connection with the gods, the God, however you want to call it, the creator of the cosmos. That's why the government and those people with the higher knowledge have spent all this time and money to dumb you down, to calcify your third eye. If it's calcified, you can't have that connection. And it goes straight back to your chakras. Look, I mean, I can show you in the Kabbalah, in the Jewish Kabbalah. It's in there. It's in the Japanese chakras, or the Hindu chakras. It's in other mythologies. It's all like the Mayans and the Incas and Aztecs and all them. They were into the cosmos. They knew about the stars and the planets and the zodiac symbols and how all this, if you pay attention correctly, has to do with your body. Certain parts of your body, depending on what month we're in and how it lines up with said planets, can have an effect on the human body. And I kid you not, you can say I'm crazy, or you're a fucking lunatic. Yeah, okay. But look, guys, don't call me crazy until you went down this road. Because like I said, I've had a lot of time especially, into this. I signed up over 10 years ago to become a truther. Thus, everything I've put out and everything I've learned since then has been what I have found to be the truth, according to my research. Some people can't understand how I went from being a Christian pastor to now being a sorcerer, a practicing sorcerer. I know. Oh my gosh, you eat babies and you cast spells on people to hurt them, no. I study magic. I study biometrics. I study hermeneutics, astrology, alchemy. All these things that are hidden that they tell you is bad for you. A lot of people don't think about it, but through the ages, they have propagated, I guess you would call it, certain aspects of life. Since they've tried to burn all the witches and anybody speaking truth back in that day, they've made a lot of things that were a necessity for you to move on after this life very hard to learn, or even covered up, pushed, put in a Vatican library of 53 miles and told that it's not there. Look, guys, let's go over something here. Let me see if I can get this to work. In my other videos, I talked about how, all the planets have to do with our body. Like certain planets control, certain aspects of our body. Aries controls the head and, things within the head, including the pineal gland. Okay, now you can go much deeper than this. This is just a simple explanation. But Aries controls the head. Taurus, controls the throat. And like I said, I have another video somewhere. I think it's on my Divine Sorcerer channel on YouTube. It goes in much more in detail. I think that's, what is that? Gemini. Gemini controls, now because Gemini is twins, it controls the hands, the arms, the lungs, things that are impaired, things that are in twos. So Gemini controls that part of the body. Cancer controls your stomach and your breasts. Leo, your heart and your spine. Virgo, your, what is that, intestines. Libra is your kidneys. Scorpio is your sex organs. Sagittarius is your hips and your thighs. Capricorn is your knees. Aquarius, your calves and your ankles. And Pisces, your feet. I'm sitting here and I'm like, why do my hips? You guys know I have a bone disease, right? Which is why I'm a medical marijuana patient, and I only take stuff that Mother Nature provides. I don't take pharmaceuticals because of what my research is here. I don't believe in that. So I'm sitting here thinking, why am I hurting so bad? Like, I'm taking my kratom, and it's working to a point, but there's just that ache that you get. Well, again, in my research, we're in the month of September. September is Sagittarius. It controls your thighs and your hips. okay, that explains why my bone disease and scoliosis and whatever is intensifying. It's right there. See, people, if you pay attention to the sky, everything you need to know is right there once you understand it. But this is the things they don't want you to understand. Because if you do understand, but then you're just as much of a threat. Because you're now awoke, your third eye is operating, you have that connection to know what's going on. To see the light. Especially when you wake up to the symbolism. Let me tell you something. When you wake up to the symbolism, and there's another person here, hold on, let me pull it up, that's good on this. When it comes to symbolism, you need to watch this guy, and I'll tell you what, you'll start seeing things in a totally different light. Let me re-shrink my little OBS board thing here. That's still working, okay. Web page, video capture. All right, this guy here. What on Earth is Happening by Mark Passio. If you go down here to his playlists, he's got a bunch of playlists. Demystifying the Occult, guys. This video here, there's only 4 videos, but they are, okay, they are like 2.5 hours long. I think it's totaling like 9 hours. But I guarantee you within that 9 hours, take notes. Because he goes through and explains the whole Illuminati, the whole Freemasonry, Christianity. Like, you'll learn a lot, and then when you'll start seeing it in other places, and you'll be like, wow, like you'll understand that symbolism is how these people portray what's going on, and they have for a very long time. Here's a picture that's been floating around Facebook for quite a while about, did you know what you eat? What you are is what you eat, basically, is the old...
You are what you eat.
Yeah, you are what you eat. And it is true to a point. I changed my diet from what I used to eat to, what I eat now. And I feel a lot healthier. Basically, it's peppers and garlic, all the good things that, and then rice with a little bit of meat. Good stuff. But I changed my diet, and I'm now healthier. Now, if you look at this DNA, okay? Remember that DNA. Because see how it crisscrosses and it goes like a kind of like a U? Well, that's not the only thing that kind of does that. Look at this. There is the solstice. This is the way the moon travels, but it's also the equinox. You have your equinox line here. Above you have your line of Capricorn, and below is, I think, your line of Sagittarius, maybe. I can't remember offhand. But your solstice is this way. When you look at it in a deeper aspect, you can see as the moon goes by, as the months go by, you have March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So you have 6 months there. You have fall, or spring and summer right there. And then you come down here where September, October is, and you go all the way back to March, which is 2 solstices, 2 and 2. So you have your spring and your summer, and your winter and your fall. But that also is the same way the moon travels. The moon travels in that same kind of a pattern. What are you getting at, Mike? This is what I'm getting at, guys. Look, as I explained the moon, your DNA, even sound waves are in that type of pattern. So when you look at things and understand that your body is in the same direction as the astrological symbols, and them astrological symbols have meanings, and when them astrological signs are mixed up and correlate with one certain planet or 2 certain planets, like Jupiter and the Sun or Jupiter and the Moon, they have effects on our bodies. Some empowers us and some drains us, depending on your time of birth, what's been going on, and things like that. It goes a lot deeper, but you don't need doctors per se and all that. You can find it all out if you just wake up, come out of that sleep that they call the dark age. Understand that you've been lied to. Everything you have been taught has been a lie from the get-go. I don't care if it's the Bible or if it's Sumerian writings, Academian writing, Egyptian writings. Each mythology is centered around astrology. And as we go, I'll show you. The whole birth and death and resurrection of Jesus Christo is centered around astrology, guys. I posted it on my page not too long ago, of how, Leonardo da Vinci, or I think his name was, or one of them famous painters, did the Last Supper. Well, within that Last Supper, even according to your Jewish Kabbalah, you have your winter, your spring, your fall, and your summer. It's all equinox according to the planet. It takes a lot to kind of understand all this, and I'm slowly putting it out there on my channel, Divine Source, or on YouTube. Like I said, we're going through the Kabbalion, Hermes Trismegistus, and natural law. This man-made law, guys, you'll understand that once you wake up, there are things called natural laws. These natural laws, there's 7 of them. These 7 natural laws are laws put in place by the creator of the cosmos that men cannot interfere with. Where now you have man's law that can be written at any moment or voided out at any moment. And you can go into the etymologies of those words. Right, writing, rights. You see it today. You see how bad it's getting today. It's because they threw away natural law. That's the law they know that you're not to know and put in place. See, there's a higher consciousness. Once you get your pineal gland open and you start working on your chakras and cleaning yourself up and getting away from all the bad information that has been pumped into you for so many years. Once you get all that junk cleaned out of you, you're kind of like a computer system. If you put good information in and good information out, you'll run with no problems. You start putting bad information in and bad information, you're going to break down. And you're going to need rebooted and swiped and eventually look like Hillary Clinton's disk drive. And this hidden knowledge is the knowledge we should be learning, that we should know. A lot of people don't know that, I bet you I could say right now that I urge you to go out, not even go out, just get in your computer. Get into your computer, sit down, and look up SysUEKV account. SysUEKV Trust. I bet half of you people don't even know what that is. You're bought and paid for it. You're richer than you think. Look into it. These are things you shouldn't know. So they're able to say, well, even though your right is that you have the right to freely travel, no, you need a driver's license. But they don't tell you that the definition of a driver's license is making commerce on the roadway. Again, natural law of humanity, you have the right to freely travel. You can go from point A to point B. No, as long as there's no one hurt, there's been no crime committed. Why? Because you broke their laws because they're trying to extort you? Think about it, guys. You are allowed to freely travel, whether it's on a horse, whether it's in a buggy, whether it's on a lawnmower, a pedal bike, skateboard. You have the right to freely travel from point A to point B. without being harassed, pulled over, and extorted. If you're not making money on that roadway, if you're not using your vehicle to make money, you are not technically driving. These are things that you're not to know. Because if you know, then you're smart enough to stand up and fight back. You see the bigger picture? That's why nobody's standing up and fighting back right now. And it's not because they're stupid, it's because they're ignorant. They're ignorant to the truth. Because, thus, they've been lied to. Your mom and dad have been lied to. Your grandparents have been lied to. It's been going on for centuries. Your grandparents before them. Their grandparents. But you see now, we're in a day and age of information. We have information right here at our fingertips. Yeah, you might have to weed out the bad from the good and the lies from the truth. But it's there. And as long as you have the open mind and you don't let cognitive dissonance get in your way, as so many people do, you'll find this stuff. And you'll come to understand that the silly little fairy tales, well, that's all they are. They're great mythologies. They're traditions passed from generation to generation. They're mythologies. They're traditions. They're not some golden rule penned by some god. Them rules are already in place. There's 7 of them. And man can't interfere with them. They're the rules that you should be scared of. They're the rules that you should know. Not all this silly hoopla that's going on today. And I know this is probably going to piss a lot of people off. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to piss you off. I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm trying to tell you that, even the cosmos, guys, the fucking universe is telling you. Look, the moon moves this way. Sound waves move this way. Your DNA is structured this way. Are you going to believe man, or are you going to believe the same very creator entity that created you and me, this world, everything in it, the cosmos on the outside? People are just going to put their head down and pay attention to that little phone or that iPad and be like, oh, this fucking guy's crazy. He's done lost it. Like, send him to the mental institution. And maybe so. But there's too much evidence right here pointing to I'm fucking right. And I'm not the kind to say I fucking told you so, but let me tell you something. I told you so. I'm quite confident knowing that the cosmos is telling me the moon goes this way, your sound waves, your vibrations, they all go. If you want to stay healthy, then you should pay attention to the surroundings. Pay attention to the planets and what house. Tarot cards, great way to keep in tune. I know, oh my gosh, divination. Okay, maybe it is, but do you know, guys, and I'm talking to the Christians on my page, did you know your same very high-held King Solomon used cards? They used runes, actually, before they used cards. They used runes. 2 of them runes were called the Uman and Thurman. I know a couple of you probably aren't going to know what that is, but look into it.
Educate yourself.
Huh?
Educate yourself.
Yeah, you've got all the knowledge you need right here. Come on, guys, use this knowledge. Use this time while you're stuck in. You never know if you're going to get back out. While you're stuck here, start researching things like that. You know, I ran into a video a while back, and it was funny because everybody's like, oh, all your atheists are like, oh, Jesus don't exist. Your Jewish people, some will say, yeah, he exists. Others will say, no, he didn't exist. I don't believe him. There's nothing in the Torah about it. That's because after so many thousands of years, guys, the truth has been lost and covered up with the version of Pisos, who Constantine put in to enforce, like, he put it there to instill fear in you guys. I'm not going to say there was or there wasn't. There's information pertaining to both. What sounds logical, though, after all the studies I've done? Why am I not getting messages? Oh, maybe it's not from me. I don't know. I don't know. I can't see messages. Anyway, if you're talking to me, scream at me because I can't see any messages.
Nobody talking.
So, all right. So, like I was saying, you know, Piso pretty much wrote a lot of that, and Constantine enforced it. And they get you by, if you deny me in front of my Father, or if you deny me in front of mankind, I'll deny you in front of my...
Yeah.
Verses like that really stick with people. I know, it did with me for a while. But when you understand that it's much bigger than what they're putting in there, you come to find out that if there was a Jesus, he wasn't this guy running around claiming to be a Messiah. He was considered a nomad. Okay, and these nomads, they lived on the outside of Jerusalem. Same very place you found your Dead Sea Scrolls, 10 caves. They didn't get along with the Sadducees and the Pharisees. They stuck with a strict thing of rules, and that was it. They paid attention to the skies, the stars, the sun, the moon. They went against the rabbis' teachings, both Sadducee and Pharisee. If this Jesus was healing people, it wasn't because he was some magical dude from a god. It's because he was into witchcraft, voodoo, shamanism, Hindu, Druidism. And he knew how to use the planets and the signs to his advantage, thus being able to heal people. It's not unheard of. After I went back and did my research, this little whole Kadori thing I did makes a lot more sense when you understand it from a Kabbalah aspect. So see, you get one version while they get the truth. And that's how it is. I hate to tell you. You can get mad at me all you want. You're getting the watered down, stomped on like 300,000 times, not even pure, unadulterated bullshit, while they get the truth. They know you're not going to be smart enough to go look it up. Why? Because you got this little thing you can, and other things to capture your fascination that you're not even worried about what that is. Good little sheeple. Good little sheeple. You know what happens to sheeple? They get led to the slaughter. Because they follow. Too many followers. Not enough leaders. And that's why we're in the predicament we're in today. There's not enough leaders to stand up. Because you've all been programmed. Look at the video I put out a couple weeks ago on my Facebook page about you're being programmed. Even an actor, Hollywood actor, is telling you you're being programmed. I was surprised by how many people just shot past it like it didn't even matter to them. Nobody's waking up, and that's the problem we're having today. You see people over in, I think it's Germany, that are burning their passports, and they're fighting back because they're awake. There's places like Europe that aren't putting GMO in their food for their people, that aren't, you know, causing harm to their people. They're awake. And it's why you got so many witches and warlocks and sorcerers and stuff over in that part of the world. The information is there, guys. You just gotta look for it. It's all right there. And like I said, even the cosmos is telling you. It's in your DNA. It's all around you. It's in your sound waves. It's in your equinox. The moon takes that pattern. Like, it's even in your medical symbol with the snake. Come on, guys. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't even have a 6th grade education, and I can tell you this is pretty elementary stuff. Like, it's right there. Too many things line up with it's all astrological. Even the 7 laws. Mentalism. That's the very first natural law. Mentalism. Because if you can't get it right here, stop trying. You're never going to get it right. That's the very first step. And like I said, it goes back to knowing you've been lied to. You've been hoodwinked. You've been taken advantage of. And they know what they're doing. They're quite capable of knowing you'll never wake up. You'll be dead and be gone. You'll be dead and gone. That's why they can get away with what they get away with now. I'm very surprised to see there are some people waking up. But I've also seen some people wake up and go totally off into the wrong direction. Like they've just gotten off of a 3-day binge and took like 2 or 3 monster drinks, and they're energized and ready to go for another couple hours. Study, guys. Study. They're not counting on that. Like I said, look, I'm in bad health, man. I got heart disease, bone disease, like, died a few times. I should have been dead and gone a long time ago. But because my birth chart tells me that I'm a healer, it's my birthright. I don't take man-made things anymore. I eat what Mother Nature tells me is good for me. What's been proven over thousands of years. This, a plant substance, comes from the same very earth that I am made from. This was not put in a lab, cooked up into a pill or liquid form, crushed and put out into the public and deemed safe. These have been used for many centuries, going back centuries. You can find it in all the witch doctor books. You can find it in Hermes. You can find it in all these books where natural medicine was even going through the same very trade route that your Hebrew figures were using. All that. In all the mythologies. Because the way we heal ourselves is with Mother Nature. A lot of people don't realize the science we have today is pseudoscience, guys. It's not real science. Half these people that are coming out, like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all these other people, oh, this and this and this, they're paid. They're going with the narrative. Money talks, their bullshit walks. It's getting out there and you guys are believing it. Look, I've been off of that stuff for 2 years. Trusting in the creator of the cosmos and Mother Nature. I'm not saying that, hey, I'm healthy and this and that, but you know what? I feel better than I did 2 years ago. I can think a lot better than I could 2 years ago. And I believe that I'm still here because the one that made all this also made me a healer. It's in my birth chart. It's who I am. It's just I didn't know that's who I was. Because I was lied to. You can ask my family. Most of my family members will tell you, yeah, he was into that occult stuff from a very young age. I was on the right path. And I veered into that indoctrination class for 10 years. But it was good because it taught me a lot of things. It taught me a lot of things. Made me see a lot of things clearly. And then, like I said, when I went and did the genealogy, it cleared everything up for me. There's too many missing pieces, and then, the first part of that book was put together by different said tribes or ethnics, or one was Deuteronomical, the other one was like D and E. Documentary hypothesis, look into it. You got your Deuteronomical 1, 2, you've got your priestly, you've got, if they're all put together and that's how that book came about, please tell me how that was written by a god. And I don't buy the, oh, well, this guy was controlled by the gods. So, okay, so was Aleister Crowley. Should we start following his writings and bowing down to his gods? So was Anton LaVey. So was King Solomon. After the Dark Ages, they covered up all them statues, remember that? And they put Jesus, Mary, Joseph in place of Apollo, Hermes, Thor, Poseidon. Why'd they do that? Same very way, the same very reason that they covered all the true information up and gave you pseudo bullshit today. Same very reason, guys. I said, don't believe me. Look into this for yourself. Look into this for yourself. I just showed you proof. Right there. The chart that I made, how the planets and the astrological symbols correlate to your human body, how it's in the DNA. Look at the pattern of the DNA. Look at the pattern of the moon. The pattern of the sound waves. Vibration does the same thing, except it's on a lower level and it's flat instead of up and down. Like, I'm sorry, but there's facts there. They line up. I'll believe that over some so-called scientist or well-known scholar. This is not, no, you're looking at that wrong. And I don't think I am. I've got 3 brains. I've got a head, a gut, and a heart. And all 3 of them work together. And I can smell bullshit. And I'm telling you guys, this is the research I've been doing. Just like I told you. In this book, they tell you that the number of the beast is 666. And this Antichrist is going to come with an army, or I don't know, I can't remember quite clearly, but when you look into the molecules and the atoms of a man, you are 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons. 6, 6, and 6 is the number of man, a man, the molecular structure of a man. So technically, you are all Antichrist, including myself. And I am Antichrist. I don't do the Christ thing. I know who he is. It's got to do with astrologically. You can do the whole Jesus narrative on just the astrology chart here of the human body. If you start to the left and go through, and I'll explain that at a later date, but it's all right. That story of that narrative is all in that astrology. But they push it off as it was some man. Jesus, Jesus, Horus. It's the sun. The sun. Guys, if the sun goes away, we all die. Right? It's the sun. So yes, of course, it's the sun, Jesus. It's the sun. But it is the sun in astrology. Without the rays of his love. Why do you think in most of your older Jesus pics you have that disc back there of the sun? To put it right out there for you, you just don't have the mentalism to know what's a lie because you have that cognitive dissonance rolling around in there like a marble. Oh no, but if I doubt, this is going to happen to me. Let me tell you something. Jesus told Paul that he would be back in his lifetime. 2,000 years later, dude ain't never been back. Are you going to believe the words that you deny him in front of man, he's going to deny you in front of this deity? I wouldn't take too much credit in that if he supposedly told Paul he'd be back, and, well, Paul's dead long and gone. He ain't. 2,000 years later, and, well, everybody's still waiting for this so-called false rapture thing deal. Guys, science, facts right here. It all points to it's astrology. It's your chakras. The Hindus had it right. Your Buddhist, your shaman, your Mayan, your Aztec, your Hopi, your Inki. They all had it right. They knew the truth. Don't you think maybe that's why all them societies and think archaeologists are digging them up? Maybe that's why they were buried. So you wouldn't know the truth. It takes somebody to study and research to know the truth. And then try to tell the public and the people that are indoctrinated of what the truth really is. Look into it, guys. Look into it. Especially the way things are going today. If you guys haven't watched that movie, The Songbird, came out in 2020. If you have not watched that movie, I urge you. You can find it at Amazon. You can find it at Amazon Prime. You can find it, I think, on Hulu. Maybe even Netflix. I'm not sure. Watch the movie Songbird. You'll be like, damn, that's the same thing that's happening today, but much worse. They can't leave their house without getting some kind of temperature check. Like, military's there. If you get caught with a temperature, they'll be there in 6 hours. Do not leave your apartment. I'm not playing. Watch the movie. Alright, so I've been on here for about 45 minutes, which is good, because anything more than that, YouTube doesn't like to upload for days. So, again, this guy here, go back here, I'll put links in the bottom of the video so you guys know what on earth is happening. Mark Passio, demystifying the occult. What you should watch, though, is the Natural Law Seminar here in New Haven, Connecticut. There's 4 videos. Also, another good one. I was talking about the natural law, guys, and hermeneutics, and Hermes Trismegistus, what was going on back then. Watch what on earth is happening with Mark Passio. And also, if you are into astrology and you want to know what's going on, what's happening in the universe, again, Bruce sees all. Okay, he's got a whole. I'm not going to play any of his videos because I know his videos are monetized. But yeah, watch this. I have a few videos yet to watch from a week ago, but yeah, I'm a member of his channel, so I get to see perks. But this guy here, man, I'll leave a link. Very good information, guys. Very good information. Can't go wrong. From there, you'll be able to find other channels, like I said, Mary Hall and UFO Undisclosed and stuff like that. You'll know what's going on up in the cosmos. It's not what they tell you it is. It's very active. You no longer wonder why Trump created the Space Force when you see the evidence these guys are bringing out. I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd. I'm telling you. It's real. Answer the poll if you can. On whether you believe in aliens or if you're undecided. I believe there's many species running around in different realms, many different realms, that we have no clue of. And I believe there's some in our solar system that's just waiting. They know it. We know it. The government even knows it. They just try to keep it out of the public eye. So guys, this is Divine Sorcerer. Till next time, I'm out. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on SpradParanormal.com, which is my own page. If you go to the right where it says more, look at blog. There's a couple videos there that they won't let on the mainstream. Check them out. Let me know what you think. And have a great night, guys. Until tomorrow.